guys. I'm going to start recording. It says we're recording because we know last couple times ago I forgot to record. April, what? I have to buy tickets still. Chris says, can't wait. We says, wish I could. No worries, guys. We're going to kick it. I need a link. All right, so let's dive right into it, guys. So let's go over today's itinerary. So the first thing we have is we got a special guest appearance by someone that a lot of you guys know. He's been in phone flipping a little bit. He had some struggles. He's still working out some kinks. He's going to come on and share what he did and some of the progress that he made. And then he actually sent me a text that we're going to break down. And there's actually one trait about this guy that's very good. It's like a key trait that you need if you want to learn and grow in this business. And so I'll point out what this trait is as well. Then we're going to go over some pop quiz stuff. I'm going to answer some questions you guys have, quiz you guys, make sure we're all on the same page with things. And then we are going to go over some ad strategies. So some advanced stuff, some things to tweak ads. Steve moved into a new city, so he's having some issues with his ads we're going to go over. I'm going to answer Shannon's question, of course. And then any other questions you guys have, I will be more than happy to answer. So let me know if that sounds good to you guys. Just let me know in the chat if that sounds exciting and if it sounds like you guys will be able to get some value from this chat as well. Oh, Shannon, good to see you on here. Shannon, I was just talking about you, Shannon. I was only saying good things, though. So let's see. Sounds good. Sounds great. And, of course, if you guys come on, if you couldn't just mute yourself when you hop on so there's no background distractions.
Yo, Aaron.
Yes, Tim.
Yeah, can I tell you something real quick?
So let's talk about that afterwards. I want to go through this stuff, and then any other questions you got, or you can come on, we can do our own segment. All right, Tim?
Yeah, sure.
All right, sounds good, man. Tim, it's good to see you on here, though. I'm glad you're on here. See, it looks like you got a nice haircut going back. All right, so let's dive into it, and then anything, and Tim, you want to hop on at the end and talk about something, we'll definitely dive into it. So I want to bring on Chris. Let me unmute you, Chris, or maybe you can unmute yourself. So to give you guys his Chris story, Chris got on. He had some kinks he had to work out, but one of the things that Chris did that was really good is he just kept showing up, he just kept learning, and he kind of kept leveling up. So he would be here, he would get a skill, he would apply it, he'd have some issues, he'd post about it, but you could see him kind of growing. I don't know if you guys have or not, but if you have, let me know in the chat if you've seen kind of Chris kind of grow over time, and that's what this business is. If you've not been in sales or marketing, this is all going to be new stuff. So you have to go through a learning curve where you figure
I know, babe, but I got to go chat.
All right, let's see. So see, Lily says I have, Shannon says I have, Brendan says yeah. So that's a good thing, Chris. So if you want to come on, Chris, hopefully you're up by now. I know it's past 5 o'clock, so.
Yeah, I'm up.
Awesome. So I guess if you would just share with us your story and your journey and what you did to, obviously, 10,000 is kind of a nice milestone, what you did to grow to get to the point where you were able to do that much in sales.
All right. So I started out, I think it was in September with Dave's course, and I'm not sure when I got Aaron's course. I don't remember exactly. But so when I first started, there was like a lot of issues. Like I sucked at negotiating. I didn't know what I was doing at all. And I was kind of clueless. I did it a couple of months before I bought Dave's program, and I kind of thought Dave was a scammer. So it took me quite a while to buy Dave's course, and eventually I did that. And yeah, there's just a lot of struggles with the mindset stuff. Mindset is very important. Believing people will sell you your phones at the price, or their phones at the price you want to get them for. And just mindset stuff in general, and not being so hard on myself. I've kind of always been that person to where if something goes wrong, I get negative, I get upset, I throw my phone through the wall, and everything else just goes downhill. Learning to fight that and not letting that happen so it doesn't go throughout the day and ruin more leads and make it to where I don't get any deals. And overcoming laziness and just really a lot of things in general. I'm a lazy person.
So what are the things that you did or learned that allowed you to get past some of those barriers?
for the mental stuff, I just realized how stupid it was to be negative and just how counterproductive it was. And it just made my day worse. Like I wasn't having I'm usually a happy person for the most part, but it would just ruin my day or make my day not as great as it could be. I just kind of realized that life's short and you shouldn't really be upset about anything. There's not really worth being upset about. And the lazy stuff, I just kind of came to the point where I was like, well, I can't live with my mom forever. My mom's not, going to support me forever, or she's not going to be here forever. So, I got to start stepping it up and doing something to prove to myself that I could live by myself doing this, because I don't want to go get another job or stuff like that. So I was kind of like, I have to do this. So, yeah.
Very cool. Was there anything else that helped? That kind of helped you, I don't know, develop that mindset or improve your business in any other way?
I know the script was very helpful, even though I still don't follow it to the T today. But yeah, the script was definitely helpful. I know I struggled a lot with getting people to meet me and getting them. It seems like there was always an issue to overcome. It was like I figured something else, and then something else would plummet, or I would forget about something. And it was, yeah, so lately it was getting people to come to me. I know the group chats with having people where you talked about getting people to not back out and stuff, that helped out a lot, because I was getting people to where they would agree on my offer. I was closing like 30 to 40% on average. And then it would just be nobody would show up. I wouldn't get phones at all. I would just assume I would be like, all right, well, you can meet me here. And they would never really show up. I didn't give them the option of where they would like to meet because I don't have a car. So I would just be like, all right, well, you can meet me in my town. And then they would never show up.
All right, very cool. One of the traits Chris has, it's a trait that I don't think any of you guys lack, but it's just something to be aware of, is he's always open to learning. Like when we're going through learning, it can be kind of painful because we have usually, if we're not where we want to be, we have an idea, but the idea is not correct, and that's why we're not having success. So you got to, every time you learn something, you got to put your ego aside and be like, all right, this idea I thought worked actually doesn't work, and you got to be more open. You got to want the success, and you got to want to win more than you want to be right as you go through that learning curve, so you figure out the right things to do so you can start winning. And that's one of the things Chris is good at. You see me or Dave maybe yelling at him every now and then, and Chris is like, all right, you guys are right. He doesn't try to defend it. He's like, all right, you're right. I'll try that next time. And then I think that's a big key to learning and growing. So if you guys have any questions for Chris, if you want to stay on for a minute or so too, Brenda wants to know, how did you get people to come to you, to always come to you?
And my dog's barking, sorry. So what worked at first was I would assume, I'm like, all right, well, I don't have a car. Can you meet me here? Diesel stop. And then it would just be like, well, I can't really meet you if you don't want to meet somewhere else. If you want to meet somewhere else. And that worked for a while. But then I was coming up to where that wasn't working. So what I kind of did was do the things that you said. I added my own thing too. I did where you said, like, would that work for you? I'm like, I don't have a car, so can you meet me in Goshen? That's my hometown. Would that work for you? ? So it's not like forcing them to anything, and it's not being mean. It's not being a douchebag. And then if they would be like, oh, no, that doesn't work, I usually say, well, I can have somebody pick up the phone, but I got to take off $10 per hour that they have to be gone to get the phone. And then whatever the gas cost is, to get for them to get there and back and stop. And that would get them to come to me because they're like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to lose $10 for the person's time at least. So I might as well, you know, just bring the phone to him because the gas cost is going to be the same either way if they drive to me or I drive to them or I have somebody drive to them. But it's like the $10, as crazy as it sounds, would get them to come to me.
Does that help answer your question, Brenda? All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you coming on, Chris. You have some great mindset stuff. You're absolutely right. One of the things I think me and him talked about before was that as you do this business, and you guys let me know in the chat if you guys have experiences this as well, you get numb to some of the bullshit, I like to call it. So, you know, you kind of get pissed off in the beginning, maybe the first 500 times when a customer just says no. But after the 500th time, you know, you just kind of become numb to it. And that actually makes you stay calmer, which allows you to be more logical and overcoming objections. And sales is done very logical. So not only do you get less pissed off, it'll actually naturally help you close more deals. And then probably you've been coming on these group chats or going through the training, so everything kind of comes together so your skills level up substantially. Or, you know, the first time someone flakes, right? You guys ever had that? The first time someone flakes, you're pissed off for like half a week. You're like, I can't believe it. Now someone flakes, you probably, hopefully, have some other appointments lined up, and you're like, whatever, just part of the business. It gets much easier. You kind of, I call it going through the bullshit and becoming numb to it, and then it just kind of becomes smoother. All right, Chris, well, I appreciate you coming on. We're going to keep moving forward, but, I mean, obviously, I guess we're going to dissect one of your messages here in a little bit, so. But thanks for coming on, Chris. All right, guys. So let's see, what do we got lined up next? So I want to ask you guys a couple questions just because we have a couple new people here. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. So you guys let me know in the chat the answers to these, all right, if you guys wouldn't mind. So give me this is kind of an important mindset stuff. How, when we judge our business, what's the time frame that we judge it by? There's a certain number of days. We want to judge our business by this time, by this time, by this time. Chris says week to a month. Shannon says week. Ryan says week. Steve says week. Brenda, week. Oh, see, Dominic. You know, Dominic's kind of new. Even Dominic knows week. Month. So why is that, guys? Why do we do that? And it's really important. We need to understand this. Ryan says year. I like that answer. And I need to remind myself to do this sometimes, too. I kind of had a slow day today, and I'm like, oh, I mean, I still got a couple phones. I'm like, okay, Aaron, it's part of the business. Have good weeks and bad. Business goes up and down. You're absolutely right. It all averages out. Absolutely right. And sometimes you're dealing with different stuff. Sometimes the leads are bad. Sometimes you have a couple accounts that you need to warm up for a day or two. I had it it was on Wednesday or Thursday, guys. The last week I got 3 Facebook accounts now. We're going to talk about that in a sec. But 2 of the Facebook accounts I couldn't get ads to stick, or all 3 of them I could. And then OfferUp, 2 of the ads got taken down right away. I eventually got one on OfferUp, but I was kind of freaking out for a sec. And I was like, all right, hold on. I got to judge it by a week. And I actually warmed up the accounts for a few days, and then ads started sticking again. So has that ever happened to you guys? Like something bad happens and you kind of start freaking out, but it's one little instant. It's not like bad shit's happening for a month. It's one little instant, but in our head, we blow it out of proportions. All right, and not, guys, you guys probably think I'm kind of cool, but I do the same thing. I freak out as well. So it's very important to judge everything by a 1-week period so we all stay level-headed. What are the 3 things we need in order before we make an offer on the phone? There's 3 things we need. Would you guys let me know in the chat what those are? Only 3 things before we make an offer on the phone. Just let me know in the chat what those are. Phone, condition. Oh, see, that's why Ryan and Ashley are out there getting all these phones. Phone, condition, company. Brenda says phone, company, condition. Company, problems, model, type of phone, condition, carrier. Model, company, condition, says Chris. You guys are absolutely right. We want just the phone, the condition, and the company. Nothing else. So the gigabytes, what do we do with the gigabytes? Then, because we don't know the gigabytes, what do we do with those? I mean, do we ask them for it? Do we just assume it's the highest? Do we just make it up? Lowest, assume the lowest. We use as a bargaining tool. Lowest, assume lowest. Absolutely. You guys are fantastic. We use the lowest. And we do that because through messaging, guys, and I know this is kind of a recap, but this recap stuff's important. Through messaging, guys, we're running through numbers, right? Let me know in the comments when you guys post ads in the marketplace and the apps. I mean, you get a couple leads, or you getting dozens, or you get drowning in leads? What's going on? I mean, is it like you post an ad and you get maybe one lead, or is it you get like a bunch of leads? And we know sometimes it varies. I posted an ad a couple days ago and only got 4 leads. That's right, you usually drown in leads. So we do this to run the numbers. I see some new people that get on, and they're like, well, Aaron, if I don't ask the gigabytes, it's not, I could be offering less and I could lose the deal, and that is 100% true. But we have to run the numbers. You have to run the numbers, and people don't want to be talking to us for 20 minutes. We want to get a little bit of information and make an offer. Have you guys ever had it where you're maybe before you got the script, or you're talking to them too much before you make an offer, and they kind of get pissed off at you? They're like, they just want an offer. Have you guys ever had that before? Or maybe, I remember in the beginning with me, sometimes I'd be nervous to make the offer, so I would stall because I was afraid they were going to reject me, and they get pissed off, and then I actually lose the deal because of that. I self-sabotage myself. Yes. See, so what happens? So we assume the lowest gigabyte. We get the least amount of information as possible so we can make the offers. We want to go through the leads. It's not about closing every lead through Messenger. It's about saying good enough things and saying the right things, having enough leads and combining it. You have a bunch of leads, you say the right things, and then you combine that and you get a few phones a day or half a dozen phones a day or whatever it is. I mean, just today, guys, I had kind of a bad day. I picked up 2 phones, but burned through about 35 leads, and I only got 2 phones from that. But we judge it all by a week-by-week basis, which you guys already know. Let's see. I was going to ask you guys one more question. Oh, I don't know if you guys know this one or not. How often do we post in the ad platforms, Marketplace and the apps? How often do we post, and when do we want to post? Let's see if you guys know this one. I think we touched on this before, but Lily says every day, 2 to 3 times a day. Dominic, you've been going through some training, huh? Morning and night, AM and PM, absolutely. Why is it important to post the ads at night? What does that do? You're going to sleep. You can't see them. Why would you post them at night? Why not just wait till the morning? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense to me. Let's see. Morning and night. Oh, Darius, smart guy. It builds leads for the morning. Absolutely. Steve says, so you have leads in the morning. So there's so that's the first thing they see. Absolutely. And you have Shannon and Lily. You guys both got that right. When they wake up, guys, right, they're waking up at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the morning to go to work, and they get on. What do people do, right? They get on Facebook. It's the first thing they see, and that way you wake up the leads. We want to make sure you guys have lots and lots of leads. We post in the morning and at night. I usually, and what I recommend, is posting one ad in all the Facebook marketplaces and all the apps in the morning, and one right before you go to sleep, or maybe right before you go to sleep, and then in the morning, early afternoon when you wake up. That way you keep getting the leads coming in. Everybody has different shifts. Dominic's absolutely right. I mean, I had a guy I was negotiating with a couple of people yesterday at 5:30 in the morning. It never hurts. Let's see. Oh, so this is kind of evil, guys. We talked about this last time. I think Chris liked this because it was kind of evil. What are the benefits of having multiple Facebook accounts? There's a couple benefits. Would you guys let me know what those benefits are? And then I'm going to ask you guys how many Facebook accounts you guys got. Okay, Ryan says total domination. More leads, you guys are absolutely right. Negotiate the same person twice, he. Dominic is absolutely right about that. Dominic is absolutely right about that. So we get more leads and we dominate. Make scared the comment. Oh, see, Chris knows that. I knew Chris was going to remember that. That's the evil thing. More exposure. Ha, ha, ha. You guys are absolutely right. How many Facebook Marketplace accounts or how many Facebooks do you guys use now to post on the Marketplace? Let me know in the chat. Lily says 3. Darius says 2. Ryan says 4. And Ryan, how many phones did you and Ashley get, you think, in the last week? You got 4 Facebooks. How many phones did you guys get? Because you guys were struggling for a little bit, I remember, and we talked a little bit. How many phones do you guys think you guys got in the last 7 days with those 4 accounts? Brenda has 3. Chris has 3. Well, 4 for now. How many of you guys just have 1 Facebook account? My second is warming up. Fantastic. I just used 1. Still working full time. Can't get through all the leads. Well, can't get through all the leads. Nothing wrong with that. working on the second. Lisa's working on the second. So I want you guys to see this. Let me know in the chat. You guys that have 2 or more Facebook accounts, have you guys noticed the following benefits? A, you get more leads. B, sometimes you have people that price shop you on both the platforms and you end up getting the deal. 3, it does scare off the competition. And 4, you're more comfortable posting. Because if one of the platforms goes bad or you have to warm it up or get another one, you have at least one other backup one, and you're not relying on like one main string. It's not like there's one string holding the elevator, and if the elevator breaks, it falls. You got a couple Facebooks and maybe a call for up accounts. You feel more stable and more secure. Lily says yes. Damn, 4 to 5. 15, but they were all newer phones. Awesome. Yes, it's funny. Awesome. Yeah, and it does. It scares off the guys. I was on my phone today and I saw a couple other people in the marketplace and I kind of got pissed off. But then I remembered I got 3 Facebook marketplaces and they think those are all different people. They think the competition's high. Scares off the competition, guys. Let us win. Let us get all the leads. Let us, in Next Level, that's on this chat, make all the money. Let all the other people, let them go do something else. Let us dominate our space and have our ads everywhere so all people see is us. Are you guys okay with that? Would that work for you guys? So Steve says, can we discuss your situation? Absolutely, Steve. We got that on the list. We're going to get to that in about 15 minutes. What I want to do, guys, is I want to ask you guys a question. So let me share my screen with you guys. I want to share a screen. So what we're going to do next is I want to ask you guys a question about someone that posted something in Next Level. We're going to break down Chris's his negotiating thing, and then Steve, you'll come on for about 10 minutes, and we'll put a solid game plan together. Steve moved into a new city. He's having some issues getting his business up to the level, so we're going to put an advertising strategy in place to get him going. So hopefully you guys will appreciate that and hopefully benefit from that as well. So let me show this to you guys. So I want you guys to see something here, and I want to make sure we're all aware of this. See, a lot of you guys are kind of high level, so you can help me answer some of this stuff as well. So I'm going to pick on someone. Oh, I saw that weed. That was kind of funny. All right, Brian getting those phones. Let's see. Steven was just getting started. I don't know if Steven's on this chat or not. So tell me, guys, what you guys think of this ad. What do you guys think of the title of this ad? Trade your old phone for cash money. Let me know in the chat. What do you like about that? What do you not like about that? What could be improved? There's one very important detail that could be improved on this. Ryan says, Chris says, not bad, not amazing. I am on. Steve says, oh, Stephen Roberts, what's going on? It's good to see you on here, Steve. All right, fantastic. The word old. Darius says the word old. I'm glad you came on, Steve, because this little tweak will improve your business, not mention all the other stuff we're going to do. I think it gives the wrong impression. So what do you mean by that, Ryan? What do you mean it gives the wrong impression? You guys are all absolutely right. And I hope you're okay with me pointing this out, Steve. This is a good learning experience for everybody, and this will adjust the ads. Talking down a bit. Old. So here's the thing, guys. So let me know if you follow this. What I see when I see this is trade your old phone for cash money. So I like the cash money. Steve, I think that's great. I like how you put that little $sign in there to kind of trick the algorithm system. So that's fantastic. I don't like the word old, though. Why old phone? Why not all phones? And why not newer phones? Have you guys found, let me know in the chat, that it's easier to negotiate with medium or newer phones than old phones because you can offer more money, they're more motivated, and you can also make a higher profit percentage. An iPhone X, you're probably going to make more on profit than an iPhone 4S, and you got to sell less of them and hit $10,000 a month. Does that kind of make sense? I see that Sin joining. Just try to get it to stick. Lily says yes. Yeah, get more money. They seem, yes, if they get more money, they seem happier. I mean, you guys let me know, guys. Some people, they try to sell me an iPhone 5S. I close maybe 2% of the iPhone 5S offers I get. I close maybe 25% of the iPhone X's I get. Have you guys noticed that as well? Let me know in the chat. So this ad, Steve, even though I like it, it's actually turning off people that will have newer phones, which are a lot of the phones that we want because we can make more profit on the newer phones and they're easier to negotiate. Let me know if that makes sense, Steve. And this will change your whole business. It's just one little thing because you'll start getting higher quality phones you can make better offers on. You know, people are more excited to meet up for $150 than they are for $20. The newer phones are bigger profits. Absolutely, guys. I get a lot of, you know, sometimes I get a ton of phones, right? But sometimes I just get a few phones in the day, but I'm making $100, $150 in profit because I'm getting like phones that are a year old or newer. It does. It's just one of the 5 that's stuck. Cool. No worries at all. So let me ask you guys a question. Would you guys share some of the titles that you use that have been sticking for you guys? Let's share some titles in the group chat that we're all using that are sticking in the marketplace that we might be able to swap, and I'll grab a couple as well. I had a really good one that I'll share with you guys, and these are just kind of be ideas that we can kind of use and borrow, and let's see. iPhone 6 and up. Well, I love that. I buy. See, so what Darius did is he put I buy together, which gets you the stick. He put I space buy, cash for iPhones. Act like I'm selling. That's fantastic. One of the ones I had was money for smartphones. Let's see. Yep, I like the spacing out the buy. I think that's fantastic. You guys want to know cash, paying cash for iPhones. I love that, Shannon. Fantastic. Use a lowercase L. Oh, very interesting. I buy iPhones. So maybe what you could do, Steve, is you could use some of those and test some of those and see if those might work for you. Something you guys want to know another little secret I've been doing. It's kind of evil. I don't know if you guys want to hear any evil stuff. I don't. If you guys don't want to hear it, it's fine. It's not unethical. It's just a little evil. But it's something I've been. Chris says I like the evil. Tell. I will, and I'll keep trying several. All right, fantastic, Steve. And then something else that happens, guys, is sometimes warming up your account. You guys all know what warming up means, right? Sometimes warming up your account, even if the ads are sticking, I've noticed that the ads stick a little bit better. They'll get more views, and then and it's just kind of beneficial. So what I've been doing over the last week is sometimes, like usually before bed, I'll make a couple real warm-up ads. It just seems to keep the account kind of fresher with a less likely chance of it getting banned. Chris says, I saw Brendan selling shoes. So what I've been doing, guys, is I will go look at the competition. And if they have a good title, I will just borrow that title and use it myself. And I notice a lot of times when I borrow the title, those ads seem to stick pretty well as well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Does that kind of make sense, guys? So that's definitely something that I use my own pictures, of course, but like sometimes I see something, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a good thing, right? Just kind of borrow what they're using. That's what I did by using Trade. Very, very cool. All right, guys. So hopefully that was beneficial to you guys, helped you guys out. I definitely recommend being proactive, though, and getting 2 Facebooks. By the next group chat, I would like to see all you guys have at least 2 Facebooks. This is high level. This is next level phone flipping. So this is about dominating. This is about winning, and this is about being in a position where we don't have to get nervous if an account goes bad. I steal Aaron titles all the time. Fantastic, Chris. I appreciate you doing that. All right. So was that little thing we just went over beneficial to you guys? Did that help anyone out at all? I know it helped Steve out. It actually gave me a couple ideas that I'll probably use as well. I like that lowercase thing and spacing everything out. Lillian says yes. Shannon says yes. All right, guys. Steve says great. Ryan says yes. Chris says yes. Fantastic. So let's go ahead and move. Oh, Chris wanted me to break down his text, and then Steve, you're going to hop on, and we're going to do a Steve and Aaron segment with you. So let's see. Where did Chris sent me something. See all in Messenger. He wanted me to break down a message conversation for you guys. If you guys have any other messages you want me to break down, Steve, you're doing pretty good too. As far as the script goes, I see you messaging. Just keep doing it. Make sure you're getting lots of leads. Get lots of leads, combine it with the script. And if you have any messages you want me to break down or anyone else does, you guys just let me know. Just give me a sec. Let me go find this message conversation. All right, you guys, would you guys like to help me dissect this message conversation Chris sent me? Maybe we could just do it together. Let's see. It says, okay. I think I got a yes there. All right, so let's see. So all those leads. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, guys, can you guys see my screen all right? Can you guys see the message? Dang, she had 1%. She wasn't messing around. All right, I think I got a yes. I got a yes. You guys can see the screenshot that Chris sent me. Can you guys see that on my screen? I just want to make sure. I'm still getting used to all this stuff. I got a yes. Shannon got a yes. All right. So how much for a Samsung S7 Edge Gold or a Samsung S6 64 gigabyte? Any issues with them? So I like that. I think that was good. Any issues with them? That's how I would respond. I would appraise both of them together and then make an offer together. All right, Chris says he didn't ask her out, but that's all right. No, just the S7 has a crack on the screen, doesn't affect phone, but can see it. They are from AT&T. So I like that. Awesome. I can give you $130 for the LG. Huh? Awesome. I can give you $130 for the LG G6. So I'm confused, Chris. Why didn't you, if you had praised both of them, why didn't you make, just let me know in the chat, why didn't you make an offer on both of them? I would have made an offer on both of them, and I would have said a total amount because it's more attractive. I can give you, I can give you just a little tip for you guys. I can give you $400. Sounds better than I can give you $130 for the iPhone 6 and $216 for the LG and $20 for the G5. She has 3. I did what Dave said. So there's nothing wrong with making an appraisal on both of them. Either option works. I would have, since you said if there's any issues with both of them, I would have praised both of them. I would have said, all right, I can give you X amount for both of them. Yes, he's Shannon's size. I like to give one price for both phones. If you wanted to just do one phone, Chris, I would have just said, I would have pointed out that one phone. I would have just said, hey, are there any issues with the LG G6? I wouldn't have said are there any issues with both of them, because why ask if there's any issues with both of them if you're just going to appraise one? Does that kind of make sense, Chris? Just let me know in the chat. Now let's keep moving forward. Sorry, I'm interested to sell, but I still have it under contract for $380. Need to try to sell all to pay it off. So obviously, guys, we can tell she's implying she wants $380, but we're not going to give it to her. So Chris says you don't want to pay it off if you sell it to me. Chris. Let me guys know in the comments what you guys might have said differently instead of this comment. So let's go back and look at this, guys. I need to try to sell it. All right, come on. You don't have to pay it off to sell it to me. Guys, see, so now it's kind of like we're getting off track a little bit. She wants a certain dollar amount, so it's better just to argue the dollar amount. I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have said that either, Ryan. Let me know what you guys would have said. You guys know the script. What would you have said? See, so this is what happens, guys. This is like these subtle things make a big difference. You don't have to pay it off if you want to sell it to me. Now we're going to start to get off track. I haven't read the rest of it, but now we're going to start to get off track. We want to stay on track, and we want to negotiate the price, and then we want to start throwing benefits in there to try to persuade them to sell us the phone at that price, at the price we want. Drive to you, bring cash, meet you today, right? I would have said, it's a great phone. What were you looking to get for it? She implied $380, and then she would have said something, and then I would have gone into the script. Well, no worries. It's a great phone. I buy and sell. The highest I can do is X, but I could drive to you and bring cash. Okay? Would have made another offer, thrown out the benefits. You see how that puts us back on track. Let me know if you guys get this in the chat. And I want you guys all to participate. By following the outline I just said, it gets us back on track. It keeps us focused. If we don't want to, one wrong sentence, guys, will start to put the conversation in a direction that's not going to help us close the deal. Makes sense, makes sense. Yes, moving forward. Awesome. All right, fantastic. So, and then, of course, and Dave says this too, but the more we get off track, the harder it is to recover, right? But let's see what we could do differently. True, I mean, you can try selling it yourself, but I don't know how you're going to get, see, all right, Chris, so you say you don't know how she's going to get $380. We want to get her to tell us the exact price she wants. She says, it's still under contract for $380. That doesn't mean she won't sell it for less. So we assume that she wants $380, right? They might take kind of less. I had a lady a couple days ago, and she goes, oh, I need $400 for rent. Well, she said she needed $400, but that doesn't mean she wasn't willing to let it go for a little less. You know, cash is still cash. Chris says, arguing. All right. If I was to sell it, I would get $250 tops if I was lucky. That's not including eBay fees. I don't even know what any of that means, Chris. Chris, what does any of that even mean? What are you telling me here, Chris? I'm confused. I might have to have somebody coach me. I don't even know what's going on over here. But no worries, Chris. This is one of the reasons why Chris wins, because he comes on, he lets us beat him up, and we go through this process. You're talking about eBay fees. That doesn't even – so now, what is she thinking right now? She's like, he's talking about fees. I don't give a fuck about his fees. What's going on? She goes, okay, thank you, because you just confused her. She's probably having a drink right now with me, Chris. We're drinking at the exact same time. So you're going to still have to pay either out of pocket. So, and you guys see how it's just kind of downhill from here. We want to stay on track. We want to ask what she's looking to get. Once we have an exact dollar amount, then we start throwing benefits, guys. That's what I was going to say. Who gives a fuck about my eBay? She doesn't care about your eBay fees, Chris. She doesn't give a fuck. She just wants some money for her phone. We don't know how much she wants because we never freaking asked her. We started throwing out a bunch of fees, Chris. I don't know what's going on with that. Next time you're going to tell her the tax percent you got to pay on it at the end of the year. All right, guys. So, but that's good you came on, Chris. I appreciate that. Was that helpful? Was that breakdown helpful to you guys? And do you guys also see what I would have done differently and why I would have done it differently and how doing it differently would have been beneficial? Thank you, Aaron. You're welcome, Chris. LOL. Brenda says yes. Yes. So what about the other phones? I mean, there's nothing to even talk about at that point, Dominic. We lost her already in the conversation. She's already out. She's lost. I would have you could either find one phone and appraise that one. I would have done both of them, appraise both of them, and make an offer on both of them. Awesome. I can give you X amount for all of them. She says, what are you paying for? Let's see if this is even worth negotiating over. Well, I could give you, that's a lot of hassle. It's kind of thrown off. Chris made an offer, which was good. He stayed in it, but it's kind of thrown off. The vibe is kind of off. There's confusion there. They're going to start to retreat. She was actually still interested because she asked you for an offer on it. She said, what are you looking to pay for the S6s? But we kind of already lost her. She's kind of already out of the momentum. But next time, Chris, come on, we'll dissect another message. He is so deep in shit, there is no recovery from that. Lily's a funny girl. Maybe say less. Yeah, and then say a little bit less. We want to keep it simple, right? Now, let me ask you guys, what are the three – we're going to hop on with Steve here in a sec. Steve, I'll have you comment on this. This will probably be helpful to a lot of people. There's three benefits we like to talk about that we use to try to persuade customers to meet up with us and sell us their phone. Okay? What are the three benefits that we like to throw out there? Ryan. That's why Ryan picked up 15 phones or whatever it was. And the higher-end phones pay more. Drive cash now. That's right. We'll meet them now, no waiting. We're going to pay them cash, and we'll drive to them. We'll meet them today. We pay cash? Yes. Drive to you is one. Meet you today is another. We'll bring cash, and you guys can mix and match them. Sometimes I say, drive to you, and I'll bring cash. And then maybe I'm negotiating. No worries. It's a great phone. Highest I can go is 100, but I can meet you today and bring cash. So I kind of mix it up. Cash meet today. Fantastic. All right, guys, so has this chat been helpful so far? Have you guys kind of learned some stuff so far? Let me know if this has been helpful. Obviously, this is all about you guys, so I'm always trying to think, what is the most beneficial to you guys? I think talking about ads, and which we did, and breaking down text message conversations are the most helpful, because that's what we do to make money, right? I mean, there's nothing really else to it. We get good at ads, we get good at negotiating, we combine it, and we win. All right, Chris says, yes, fantastic. So now, Steve, if you want to come on, Steve's got some issues, but we're going to fix it today. So, Steve, if you want to, not Roberts, if, there he is, Steve M wants to hop on. We're going to put a game together for Steve today, team. All right, Steve, you over there, man? Don't we all?
Aaron?
All right, what's up, man? You're breaking out a little bit. Lily says we want to see your face.
Can you hear me?
A little bit. It's a little fuzzy, but we'll give it a sec or so to try to become prettier.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Can
you.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm going to pick up three phones right now. I'm on the road.
Oh, so Steve's not doing too bad.
Yeah, not too bad, but pretty much everything. Everything's coming from the apps right now. As far as OfferUp and LetGo, but the real issues I'm having are with Facebook.
Okay. So let's just take a step back. So you moved into a new city, right, recently?
Yeah, I moved probably about 30, 40 minutes away from where I lived before.
Okay. And explain the whole issue and the problems that are arising now, if you wouldn't mind, and kind of what you've done to try to fix it, but there's still problems, if we can just kind of get a full story from you.
So I think it's kind of a two-prong approach. So before I used to be able to post an ad, and I put up, like, you know, when we started too, I put up one ad, I get 40, 50 leads a day, and they would go continuing for a couple of days after that. Now I'm having an issue with ads sticking, and not only that, the ones that do stick, like I have one today that's got 400 or 500 views, but I noticed in the area I'm in now, there's a lot more competition, so I see a lot more ads out there, which really shouldn't make the difference, but I'm not getting the leads like I was before. Like there could be 400, 500 views on my ad, but I'm only getting 5 or 6 messages now, not 40 or 50 like I would get before. I tried warming up my account and, you know, got some stuff to stick, and then I did my wife's account. We got some of her items to stick, and then when we post the actual ads, then they're getting ghosted. So it's frustrating because I feel like I'm spending a lot of time just trying to get ads to stick. So I just started saying, okay, let me just go with what works. And I just started banging out OfferUp and LetGo like crazy. So basically all my leads are coming from there right now. So what I kind of wanted to discuss with you is, you know, number one, how do I get more ads to stick? And number two, I'm not sure why I'm not getting the leads like I was before.
Fair enough. That makes sense. So let me ask you a couple questions. So how long has it been since you've moved there?
We moved probably 3 weeks ago.
Okay. So the less leads per Facebook ad is something that's been happening for at least a week, right? It's not just a couple-day thing?
Yeah. And I started having trouble with ads sticking probably as far back as a couple weeks ago.
Okay. All right. So what I would do, Steve, is you're doing the right thing, right? You're using, you said, the apps. You said OfferUp and LetGo?
Yeah.
How many accounts do you have on each of those 2 app platforms?
On that one, I just have just mine. I just have one OfferUp, one LetGo. But I was thinking about doing my wife's account too. But I'm getting enough leads from it, and I definitely would want more. But right now it's pretty good. Like just from today, just from the apps, I'm getting four phones total. So
okay.
Yeah.
So that's good to see that you're making some. Steve in January did 28 grand. So for him, Steve's trying to get like a gazillion phones a day, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the apps first. I would definitely make another account on each of the apps since it seems like those platforms are working and you're getting leads.
Okay.
That's something that I would do tonight because we want to, when we find something that's working, we definitely want to expand it. So let's go ahead and do that if that's all right. We'll make another account on OfferUp and LetGo, and then you'll have 2 accounts on each of those platforms, right?
Right. Now how does that work? Do I just like if how do I open up an offer up and another let go? And I have an iPhone. I know we kind of talked about. I know there's like apps where you could get duplicate accounts, but how would I open up another offer up and let go for an iPhone?
So you're, and you guys are right too. We're going to talk about what they said in the chat. So, well, your wife's account, how do you access her account?
Are you there? I'm sorry, you broke up a little there.
Oh, no worries. How do you access your wife's Facebook account?
She just gave me her username and password.
Okay. And then you do it from your phone? You just kind of log in from each of your accounts on your phone?
Yeah, on that one I got the Friendly. It's called the Friendly app, and then that I could get into her Facebook with it while I had mine open simultaneously. But we were still having issues with her Facebook Marketplace and her ads sticking, and she's brand new. I mean, not brand new. I mean, her account's seasoned, and she's posted. I mean, she's even sold regular items on there, but for whatever reason, the ads, even with using the characters, is difficult.
So could you use that Friendly app to have another let go and another offer up on your phone?
No, that's just for Facebook, I believe.
Okay. So What I would do then is I would find an Android phone, just like a cheap $10 all messed up Android phone. And then I would use that to create an offer up account and then another let go account. That's what I have. I have a backup phone I bought for $10. It's a piece of crap one, but it allows me to have another Facebook and another offer up on there. Now, there's some people giving some good advice here, so let's go ahead and kind of dissect everything. So they say take a break, and that's exactly what I would do. So on those 2 Facebook accounts you have, I would spend 3 days on each of them warming it up. Sometimes you have to take a break. Sometimes you got to warm it up for a day. Sometimes if they kind of start to ghost it for a little bit, you do have to warm it up for a few days. I've seen a couple people even take a break for a week. And you guys let me know if you guys have done this too. And they posted like warm-up ads for a week, and then they go back into it. Their ads start to stick, and the ads start to get more views. If you guys, has anyone had experience with that yet? Ryan says yes. And what I would do is I would try to rent a couple Facebook accounts. I would get an Android phone. I would try to find 2 Facebook accounts to rent in your area. And if you get an Android phone, you can use the Parallel Space app, so you can be logged into both of those Facebook accounts. You have brand new Facebook accounts. And then on that Android phone, you can have another offer up and another let go. You could either get signal to it, or if you have hotspot, you have hotspot on your phone, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So just hotspot to the what do we call it? The bullshit phone, the extra phone, and then you can use that signal everywhere you go. That's actually what I do with my backup phone.
Okay.
And since you're in a new area, I would post in Facebook groups asking to rent accounts. Chris Kripe did this. He posted in a bunch of Facebook groups saying he was interested in renting someone's Facebook account for business, and he got like 10 messages in a day. So I would use that strategy as a way to advertise to get Facebook accounts to rent, if that makes sense.
Okay. And then when you post from somebody else's Facebook account, does it like if they click on the ad, does it show up with their name and picture? Not sure if that matters, but
yes, it shows up with their name and picture, just like it's through that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And they don't have to look like you or anything. I use a girl's Facebook that's like 22, and she doesn't look like me, and I meet up with people all the time through her account.
Nice.
All right, so let's look at – I'm going to go through because you guys are posting some good stuff. Yep, Shannon says, I would not post phone ads. Let it rest for a week. Shannon's absolutely right. 3 accounts, just use a different email address. The IP addresses matter. So, Ray, are you talking about from your phone? Like changing the IP from your phone? Open a new account at the public library with new fresh emails with the library public computer. Oh, that's not a bad idea. They also know when you're using VPNs, residential IP. So, Ray, are you talking about from your phone or your computer? Let's see. Any IP. Could you be – so, Ray, maybe you could come on. Can you change the IP on your phone, or if they ban it, you can change the IP on your phone and they can't
Hey,
track it?
Aaron, I got one more question for you, Aaron, real quick.
Absolutely.
Are they what I'm noticing too, and I don't know if it's the same for everybody else? Are they taking? I mean, sometimes it takes hours. It takes 5 or 8 hours. I'm seeing from an ad, if it does get on, to actually stick and start to get views.
Have you guys noticed that in the chat? I notice it. It happens to me. Sometimes they review it. Sometimes they're reviewing it, and then they let it go by. It's the weirdest thing. It's like they're manually reviewing it, but they're letting a spam ad go through. I don't know what they're doing. Chris says yes. Chris says yes to your question. It's happened to me a lot.
Yeah, and like you said too, Aaron. Like I see my competitors that their ads are sticking, and some of their titles. I mean, they're using the characters like we do. I don't know if they're in the same group or not. I think some of them might be, but should I kind of just maybe copy some of the titles?
Absolutely. I would try to copy the ones that are less spammy. Like one of them I copied that you sent me because I was looking at it. I copied it yesterday. It said like cash, but it was spelled out like CAASSH. I'll post it in the chat. It was spelled out where they made a couple extra letters. So if it's working in your area, I would definitely copy it or mimic it real closely because that means there's stuff sticking. And it's right now.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Was that kind of helpful, Steve? Ooh, all right. You there?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
All right, so give me the game plan you're going to do moving forward that we just discussed to hopefully, I mean, so you're getting 4 phones today, but even to even get more secure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Oop, you there, Chris? Or I'm sorry, you there, Steve? I was looking at Chris's comment.
Basically, I'm going to warm up both accounts again.
Oop, we kind of lost you a little bit, Steve. It says you said you're going to warm up your accounts again.
Yeah. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, we can hear you good now.
All right. Sorry, I'm like all the way in the freaking Everglades here. Yeah. So for sure, I'm going to warm up the accounts and then just give those a break for a week. And then I'll start posting again and see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm just going to hit offer up and let go hard like I've been doing. And then I'm going to try to get another offer up and let go app so I could use that too, because that's what seems to be working right now, and I got to go with that.
All right. Well, that sounds good, Steve. Keep us updated, all right?
Yeah, we'll do for sure. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Ooh, all right, guys. So we're kind of getting close to the end. But I think that was probably a good strategy for all of us. Have you tried paid ads on OfferUp and LetGo? Yeah, sometimes I boost the ads on OfferUp and I just pay for it just because it boosts it and it's nice and there's no issues with it, and then I just don't even have to make another ad. I don't really use LetGo in my area, but I'm sure it would do the same thing. Usually when you pay for something, you get more exposure, so I definitely don't see the issue in that. Just build up over time with photos and comments. That's awesome, Shannon. Shannon says Meetup introduced. She has a second account, so you can still tell IP address. Don't use same Wi-Fi or a hotspot. Go to a coffee shop. Yeah. So VPNs mask your IP using different phones. Safest best not to use a different phone. Best is to use a completely different phone that is not on Wi-Fi. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Very, very cool. And have a different phone. Yeah, guys, I had OfferUp. They completely banned my phone. They banned the phone. They banned parallel space. But when I got that dummy phone, it's stuck. I had no issues with it whatsoever, and it's still sticking. I'm getting ads. I'm having no issues with it. All right, guys, so I got a couple more minutes. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Shannon did ask a question, and of course, I use an iPad. That's actually a good idea. If you guys have an iPad, that's a fantastic idea. You could use that right then. Chris says, I have 3 phones right now. Shannon asked about buying blacklisted phones, right, Shannon? And I think you just asked if you buy them or not, right? I buy them. I have no issues buying them. You know, because a blacklisted means it's reported lost or stolen, but that doesn't, necessarily mean it's stolen. Because I bought it from people, and they're like, oh, yeah, I got this phone, and I reported it because I thought I lost it, but then they found it. Now, if it's blacklisted and they forgot their iCloud information, and there's a big thing that pops up that says, this phone is stolen, please call so-and-so, I don't buy those, right? But if they can, factory reset it, then I know it's their phone, and I buy it, and I don't have any issues with that at all. So that's what I do. And then also, guys, I don't check the IMEIs on Sprint or T-Mobile, so I'm sure I bought a handful of those that are blacklisted, but I don't know just because I don't check them. And I get more Sprints and T-Mobiles in my area than Verizon's and AT&T. So to answer that question, Shannon, yes, I buy them. As long as they can, reset it and everything. I don't have a problem with that at all. If you're not comfortable with it, I wouldn't, but, it's their phone. They can factory reset it. I got no issues with that whatsoever. Yes, Tim, that's right. Tim, you have a question, right, Tim? Or I think you just wanted to say something, Tim. So either way, let me unmute you. You can unmute yourself, Tim, and come on. I just knew we had a bunch of stuff we had to do. I wanted to get through it all and stay on track. But if you're on, Tim, just unmute yourself and then just hop on real quick. Lily says, are you on here, Tim? Tim might have left. Lily, what's your question, Lily? Well, Tim hops on, then we'll go through that. We're gonna wrap it up. Lily has a question, so we're gonna answer Lily's question, and then hey, we're gonna have another group chat in a few days. So let's see. What's your question, Lily? I have a Parallel, but I can't add a second Facebook because I try to add the Facebook icon. It's not there. Lily, are you sure about that? You want to come on and just show us your phone? Where is Lily at? Lily, if you just want to come on and show us your phone, we could try that. She says go. Yeah, Ryan says go multiples, another one. I got both. I got parallel space and go multiple, so I got 3 Facebooks on my phone. Let's see, Lily. What's this thing about no Facebook? All right. Let's see. I have an ad. You have to add it. Let's see. Let me get on the phone. All right. Yeah, basically you have to go into parallel space, and then, well, you just hop on. We'll do it real quick, and then we'll go ahead and end this group chat. Lily's going to hop on her phone. Tell me, guys, the #1 thing you took away from this chat that's going to help elevate your business to the next level. By thinking about stuff and being able to recall stuff will actually allow it to kind of stick in your brain more, which has a better chance of you applying it, which, of course, allows your business to skyrocket. Keep it simple, says Ryan. The 3 questions for sure, says Ray. Fantastic. See, guys, it's good to go over that basic stuff. All right. I can't right now. I'll show you later. All right, guys. Basically what you want to do. Well, here, let's see if I can just show you on my phone, if that's all right, Lily. All right. Let's see. So what you want to do is you want to go to the Parallel Space app. And then there should be something that says Add App. So you go to Add App, and then you clone the apps, and then it will allow you to select Facebook. One of these will be Facebook, and you can select it. You have to make sure Facebook's already on your phone. And there's a couple of different parallel spaces, too. So if one of them's not working, you just download another one, or Go Multiple works as well. Oh, you guys like that? See, I got them 3 messages right there, guys. I'm not kidding, guys. We got to make this money, guys. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the group chat. So Lily says it's where the Facebook's not there. So let's just try Go Multiple, Lily. Just either download Go Multiple or download another parallel space. There's a couple of them, so maybe one of the parallel spaces doesn't have it. I've tried a few of them. I haven't tried all of them. She says, all right, I will. And if not, let us know in the group and we'll fix it for you guys. All right, Lily says, thank you. Sexy, all those messages. Facebook, all those flames in the top bar. Oh, well, yes. Well, I got 2 Tinder accounts, too. Aaron, I'm coming for you. Guys, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys. You're welcome, Ryan. You guys are welcome, Brenda. It was great. I will definitely see you guys on Facebook. Let's go out there, guys. Let's fucking win. Let's get this money. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Let's make it happen. I will talk to you guys then.